Now, as far as engineering goes, I believe I have a relevant picture. It should go, let's see, I think it was this one here. Ah, yes. I found it. Okay. This is the best way to explain the idea of a perfect couple. And let me just really quick throw it on there. Bam. All right. So the way this works is you have love, sex, and friendship. And to create a perfect couple, you need all three. As you can see, it depending on which overlap, you have different states, and it makes a lot of sense. And yeah, it's just a very good graph there. All right, let's go. All right, hold on a second. Yep. Well, med students can definitely... so that's depressingly accurate. Anyway.
Praise the divines you're here. Come on, let me introduce you.
Any more than we already have. Further delay will not change the facts at hand.
Mayor, if I may, the witness I spoke of earlier has arrived. Given he's examined the scene of the altercation, I'd like to cross-examine Formir's testimony.
Are you sure this witness of yours can be objective?
I had the captain of the guard vet him, just as he did with your apothecary.
Huh. We shall see.
Formir, there's still time to end this folly. The lease agreement proves you are trespassing. I think it's clear to both you and the court that he cannot be held accountable for your injuries.
My Jarl, it is very noble of this man to defend his father's honor, and for that, he should be commended. Unfortunately, his contention that we trespassed on his father's property is simply not true. It is not trespassing if the man invites you into his home.
You mentioned something that would convince us. Please proceed.
Thank you, my Jarl. You see, my housecarl and I were hunting a deer when one of our stray shots happened to hit this man's cottage. An unfortunate accident, but nothing particularly damaging to the woodwork.
Yes. Many arrows were nowhere near the deer. Who are you really aiming for? The arrows were all over the place. You were obviously hunting drunk. You said one arrow, but there were more scattered around the house. The deer was planted because, I know because the arrow didn't match the others. Yes, there we go. Let's see here.
Oh, is that so? Then clearly you haven't spoken to Asgeld's father, because he himself admits we killed the deer. Now, if you'll allow me to continue, my
Yep.
Jarl. After the arrow hit the cottage, this man came bursting through the door.
Hold on a second. I'm curious about this because there seem to be multiple things here. He said, oh wait, your mom thinks you'll become a murderer if you keep listening to metal. What do you do? Number one, I would say use headphones. Number two, it doesn't matter what you listen to music. I mean, or what kind of music you listen to, as long as you just tell your parents, like, I'm not influenced by the music. The music is just music. At the end of the day, you know, we look at artwork, we watch things on TV, we see movies, but these don't compel us to do things. The obvious statement is simple. You just tell her that we saw that action movie, right? And it didn't cause us to become murderers. You know, just name something that you guys have watched or that you know she's watched on TV and said, do you feel like doing this thing because you watched it on TV? No, right? Because you're a sensible person. Trust that you've raised someone to be that sensible. Hold on. I'm curious about this. I want to know what he says.
I think it would be a mistake to waste the Jarl's time any more than we already have.
There we go.
Further delay will not change the facts at hand.
Good, good, good.
Further delay will
Mayor,
not change the
if I
facts
may.
at hand.
The witness I spoke of earlier has arrived. Given he's examined the scene of the altercation, I'd like to have him cross-examine Formir's testimony.
Are you sure this witness of yours can be objective?
I'm curious about the other lines in this.
I had the captain of the guard vet him, just as he did with your apothecary.
Yep.
Huh. We shall see.
Vormir, there's still time to end this folly. The lease agreement proves you are trespassing. I think it's clear to both you and the court that he cannot be held accountable for your injuries.
My Jarl, it is very noble of this man to defend his father's honor, and for that, he should be commended. Unfortunately, his contention that we trespassed on his father's property is simply not true. It is not trespassing if the man invites you into his home.
You mentioned something that would convince us. Please proceed.
Thank you, my Jarl. You see, my housecarl and I were hunting a deer when one of our stray shots happened to hit this man's cottage. An unfortunate accident, but nothing particularly damaging to the woodwork.
Excellent. The what mod filter is doing its job. Now then, let's see here. Let's see. Okay. There are many arrows nowhere around the deer. Who were you really aiming for?
You are aware that deer are moving